Edmonton Sports Talk. My God, I love this. My name's Jay Milne. #Koob. Our sports update deliverer. The Koob.
I'm Zachary Kubusch, and you're up today.
You know what, Reid? You might be honest. All right, here's what's going on in the Nasty Show.
What is happening, Nasties? A happy Monday to you. A happy Monday to Koob. Back from vacay. Just heard from Hernan and Joaquin. A happy Monday to them, too. And a happy Monday to Tom Gazzola, who's going to be joining us. As you can see, Reid is not here today. He's off. But fear not, he will make his triumphant return tomorrow, and all will be well. I'm excited to take the plunge into the world of solo sports radio. And I endeavor to make this an insightful, meaningful, and incredibly fun show. If I weren't such a professional, I would go ahead and let you know that I am incredibly nervous to be doing this on my own. That I've been stewing on this show for about 3 weeks. And that I showed up 2.5 hours earlier than normal just to complete extra show prep. But not to be worrying, I will not be announcing that, for I am a professional. I will leave it to you, the Nasties, to participate in this show and encourage you to provide input, discussion, and involvement. Together, Nasties, we have got this, which leads us to our headlines of the day. Our headlines are brought to you by Nate. Take your career to the next level with Nate's construction leadership and supervision program. A perfect tool for professionals looking to advance their role or an organization needing to develop leaders. For more information, visit and register at nate.ca/CLSP to take your career to another level. The headlines for today. It's a game day. Oilers, fans, Nasties. How y'all feeling? That was a heck of a game Saturday night. I get goosebumps thinking about it. Up, down, Wallman, hits, Rantanen, McDavid. It had all the fixins for a great game. We're going to set up tonight's game as they are in Buffalo taking on the Sabres. We're going to be setting it up with Tom Gazzola, who will appear in this seat in about 40 minutes' time as he prepares for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream Pregame Show. I'm going to ask Tom about the newest D-man, Jake Wallman. I mean, come on. How can we not be excited about Jake Wallman and his first appearance as an Edmonton Oiler wearing 96? I like that number. And the Brier was brought home to Alberta by the Jacobs Rink. I don't know if you watched that last night. I tuned in. It was an incredible game until about the 8th game, and Dunstone, well, he fell apart. If you are watching on YouTube, please participate via the River Cree inbox, the Nasty Chat. If you're listening and you want to chime in, hit us up on the River Cree inbox, 780-218-9999. The afternoon inbox is presented by River Cree Resort and Casino, home of the Tap 25 restaurant, where the entire menu is 50% off 7 days a week from 2 to 5. And, oh yeah, you guys are in for one. So Reid's not here, so it is a game day. So we do have to do the mystery athlete of the game, which is for Hudson's Canada's Pubs. I'm going to get to the first clue right now because I want somebody to get this before we break. It's going to be a different show today, okay? So we're going to go through. We're going to set it up. We've got the game lines. We've got the notes. I've got a fun off-topic topic that is going to be conversational. And as I am doing this solo today, it's going to be conversational about me. So I'll get to that right away. But the mystery athlete of the game is presented by Hudson's Canada's Pub. You are invited down tonight for the Oilers game. As well, join them Fridays and Saturdays from 9 p.m. for our late night happy hour specials. Food starting at $4 and drinks from $3.75. Book your reservations now at hudsonscanadaspub.com. That's hudsonscanadapub.com. Okay, let's look into this Oilers lineup. Oh, and Reid's in the nasty chat. That's my guy. Oh yeah, and I already do have a limerick. Koob, do you remember how to play the limerick music? Let's get into this. This is from Gavin, our good friend from down at the Shamrock. It's Super Mario Day, and the Oilers are going to slay. I have a Nintendo. They call me no friendo. Why the heck is Reid away? Brilliant cadence, Gavin. I like it. I like how you're tying in Mario Day and my best friend Reid, who is not with us today, as Zach hits the wide shot. Reid's away. Reid was away this weekend, so he's just taking some buffing time. You know, he's probably getting a haircut. I'd imagine he's doing some spring cleaning. I mean, send in your ideas as to what Reid might be up to today on his day off. I would imagine Reid's doing some serious cleaning. Either that or he's doing some solo game playing. It could be a good day to get caught up on solo game playing. And listen, I appreciate the support I have been getting from the start of the show in the nasty chat. I love you all. You're the best. Let's hammer that thumbs up. I don't know how I could deal with myself if we didn't at least get to a word of the day and ask Koob the word of the day, because Koob's going to be participating in this show a lot. Koob, how the heck are you? How was your vacation? Now, don't get into the long story, okay? We're going to break that down in buying or selling later. As I mentioned, because this show is split up, we're going to be with you from 3 to 4. Tommy and Hernan are going to take over from 4 to 5. And then from 5 to 6, we're going to take you through, and we will be keeping our eyes on the Oilers game. But we're going to have the game of the night. We're going to crunch the numbers for Gallo LLP. We're going to buy or sell for Damon Bunting, and I will bring that up about your vacation, Koob. But in one or two sentences, how was it, buddy?
Well, simply, it was awesome. Better than I could have ever expected. And it's not like I'm living in a different world, going down a little bit south of the border to Seattle, but it was a fantastic experience. But I'm happy to be back with you, Jay.
Yeah, and I do want a full review from you. I'll just let the cat out of the bag. One of the buying or selling questions today is, buying or selling, Seattle is a must-visit destination for any, sports fan. Because I know you went to a couple of sporting events, so just stew on that, okay, Koob? Now, Koob, you're going to have to help me because you're going to have to keep your eye on the River Cree inbox. I'm going to do my best, but let me tell you this: I got a lot of balls in the air. Is that how you say it? Something like that.
Balls in the air, balls in your court. You got a lot of things going on.
Things going on. One of the things going on is our Hudson's Mystery Athlete of the Game. For those of you who are new to the show, I'm going to give out clues for the Mystery Athlete presented by Hudson's Canada's Pub. You send your guesses to the River Cree inbox at 780-218-9999, and the first person to get it gets a $25 gift certificate from Hudson's. First clue of the day. Oh, Big Ukes delivered a limerick. Thank you. The first clue of the day. 105. 105. 105. That is the clue of the day. As we get into this matchup tonight, Oilers Sabres, here's your lineups, projected lineups for the Oilers. You got McDavid centering Nugent, Hopkins, and Hyman. Draisaitl between Podkolzin and Arvidsson, so nothing new up top. Janmark is going to be centering Jeff Skinner, who draws back into the line. and Brown. Henrique is in between Max Jones and Corey Perry. Wallman and Bush, Nurse, Stetcher, Kulak, Emberson, and Stuart Skinner is the projected starter in net. Yes, Ekholm and Klingberg remain out. I think Ekholm, they're just resting. I think that's something that was sitting with Ekholm. He couldn't, we all know. We've talked about it on the show several times. He was sick leading into the Four Nations faceoff. He appeared to remain to be sick after the fact. So this is just some rest for him, much needed rest. But I mean, with what we saw from Jake Wallman on Saturday night, and feel free, chime in. Let me know what your thoughts were, because I would imagine the easy thing to do here is to overreact. To say, wow, Jake Wallman's the answer. Max Jones is the answer. I get it. I understand. That is that's easy to do. I may have been guilty of that myself. I mean, when you see a player in his first game as an Oiler make arguably the hardest hit that Oilers fans have seen this entire season on arguably Dallas's newest best player in Mikko Rantanen, that gets your blood pumping. When you see a sauce pass from inside your own D zone to spring Zach Hyman for a breakaway goal, that gets your blood pumping. So I get it. Are we overreacting? I don't know. I guess tonight will tell. I can say this. I did like the way Jake Wallman moved. I like the way Jake Wallman skated. It was a bit of an effortless movement from him, which, I mean, we've seen the Oilers defense fight it sometimes. Specifically Evan Bouchard, who's his D-mate. So if he can bring a calming presence to that top D line, I just can't see how that's not a bad thing. The Sabres projected lineups are JJ Peterka, Josh Norris is centering JJ Peterka and Tage Thompson. Ryan McLeod, familiar name, is centering Jason Zucker and Alex Tuck. Peyton Krebs is centering Zach Benson and Jack Quinn. Sam Lafferty is centering Beck Mallenstein and Jordan Greenway. Matthias Samuelson, Rasmus Dahlin, Bowen Byram, and Jacob Bryson. Owen Power with Connor Clifton and Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen is the projected starter in between the pipes. Rip City Step says, I think we are underreacting to how much of a difference Wallman will make. Rip City Step, I hope you're right. I hope, and I think it's natural to have a feeling of okay, settle down. Let's chill out. Let's take a deep breath. This is one game, but man, that was a heck of a game. Chris Purr in the River Cree inbox. Love the energy, Jay. Chris, I love your energy. Thank you for saying that. No correct guesses thus far. I'm not surprised. Dave the Welder says, congrats on your first solo show, Jay. It was great meeting you briefly at the game on Saturday night. That's who it was. I had to leave quick because my kids were running out and I didn't want to lose track of them. My kids go to our Drawson as well. Wow. I'm sure we'll bump into each other. So I'm okay. Quick story time. I'm at the game Saturday night. I'm with my cousin who spoils me and a few other cousins and brothers of his. And he's got the theater box at the Oilers game, which is at the one side. It's where Gene Principe does the Sportsnet broadcast from. There's theater boxes there. I was lucky enough to attend in one of those, and it's fantastic. There's the buffet, and it's not pizza and chicken wings. It's very, very high-end food. I mean, the main protein, if you can call that, was a leg of lamb, and it was chef's kiss. So the game's done. Everybody's, hey, that's a great win. And I look down from my seats, and I see an EST hat. So I shouted down, and hey! And sure enough, it's Dave the Welder. So we shook hands and said, way to go. We even shared a a long-distance wave. It was quite emotional. It was quite nice. Dave the Welder, nice to meet you. The Sabres, 3-6-1 in their last 10. The Oilers are obviously 2 wins in a row. They're 4-6-0 in their last 10. But this is interesting. Sabres are 3-1-0 in their last 4 home games versus the Oilers. The last meeting between these two teams was in Edmonton, January 25th. And man, couldn't Oilers fans use this? On the strength of 2 goals from Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, the Oilers won that game 3-2. My, oh my, the Oilers certainly could use that. We're going to get to some more. We've got some clips coming up in the second segment from Coach Knoblauch. But we've got to do this. I mentioned it off the top. We've got to get into the off-topic topic for William Huff. Since 1952, William Huff has provided industry-leading advertising solutions for thousands of valued clients. Their unparalleled customer service combined with decades of industry expertise, and a desire to make every job the very best it can be is what they call the William Huff Advantage. Visit their website at williamhuff.com or give them a shout at 780-454-4536. Well, it's just me here, as you can see, for now. So I decided, you know what? I came into this new career of mine as nobody. I wasn't coming from TSN 1260. I was coming from the private sector in having run my business for my family business since I was 12. I want to give you the opportunity to get to know me. I want to give you the opportunity to ask me anything. So this is going to be the off-topic topic today. It's a bit of a Q&A, Jay tells all kind of situation. You can ask him in the nasty chat. You can ask at the River Cree inbox at 780-218-9999. What do you want or have you wanted to know about me, Jay Milne? I will answer any question as long as it stays PG. So send them my way. I will be watching during the break. The off-topic topic, what do you want or have you wanted to know about me, Jay Milne? But now it's time for a sports update with the sports update deliverer. Is that what the Riedrich calls you?
That's what he does call me, yeah. The sports update deliverer and technical producer. That is me.
Take it away, Koob.
Matthias Ekholm remains out for the Oilers. Jeff Skinner takes Kasperi Kapanen's spot in the Oilers forward group tonight against the Sabres as well. You can catch Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas as they go live for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream Pregame Show at 4 o'clock right here on EST. And in Colorado, it's the Avs and Blackhawks dropping the puck before the Maple Leafs battle the hockey club as the Red Wings also meet the Senators on a 4-game NHL slate. NFL free agency has kicked off. Sam Darnold signs a 3-year deal with the Seahawks. The Texans make a move dealing Lamory Tunsil to the Commanders for a 2nd and 4th rounder, as well as a 3rd round selection from this year's draft. Canadian Josh Palmer heads to Buffalo, agreeing to a 3-year deal of his own, while Tampa Bay extends Chris Godwin for 3 seasons. And on the court, the Raptors throw down against the Wizards. Dallas faces San Antonio before the Kings play the Knicks. This sports update is brought to you by Find Edmonton. Find takes your unused furniture and home goods to help those moving out of homelessness. Get donations picked up or drop them off free of charge. Visit findedmonton.com or call them at 780-988-1717. The Reid Wilkins Show with Jay Milne returns on the other side of the break. I'm Zachary Kubusch for your sports update.
GCL Diesel has been serving oil country since 1972. From diesel cars to SUVs to pickups. From farm tractors to school buses to a big rig. From diesel generators to forklifts, GCL can test, troubleshoot, and repair all diesel fuel system components. Whether it's injectors, pumps, turbos, filters, or additive, GCL has the parts you need to keep your diesel running the way it should. For genuine diesel parts at wholesale prices, visit GCL Diesel in the West End or online at GCLDiesel.com. GCL Diesel. Diesel understood.
Food Sausages makes their meat with nothing but the best local ingredients. From chicken, beef, and pork, their gluten-free sausages are packed with flavor. Every single bite. Get a 10% discount when mentioning Edmonton Sports Talk in-store or use the code EST when shopping online at foodsausages.ca. Plus, you get free delivery on orders of $100 or more. Find them at 6736 99th Street. Food Sausages. You can't beat our meat.
Hey Edmonton, ready to take advantage of lower rates and better pricing? South Fort Chevrolet in Fort Saskatchewan has you covered. From rugged trucks to sleek SUVs. And with over 40 years in business, you can trust that you're getting the best deal on your new ride. As the proud title sponsor of the Nielsen Show, EST listeners can drive a little to save a lot with South Fort Chevrolet's transparent pricing and down-to-earth sales team. Visit us today in Fort Saskatchewan or online at southfortchev.com.
The grand opening sale at Sit and Sleep is almost over. This is your last chance to take advantage of the special introductory sale prices on all mattresses. Stop in today for a free pressure point scan using cutting-edge technology so sleepologists can identify the perfect mattress for you. Right now, get free local delivery on any mattress over $7.99 and receive a free bamboo cooling mattress protector. Enjoy grand opening savings with every mattress on sale. Join us on location today for the final celebrations at Sit and Sleep in South Common next to Planet Fitness. Don't miss out the grand opening sale in soon.
Welcome back. I have not been canceled yet. We're on a roll. Just a reminder, if you are watching on YouTube, you know what I'm about to say. Hammer that thumbs up. We are at 67. We are doing good. We're just moving along nicely. If you like this show, if you like what you're hearing, if you want Reid back, especially, hammer the thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to Edmonton Sports Talk, please do so. We blazed through 11.4 thousand on trade deadline day. So now we're moving on up. I have a ton of questions that came in. So thank you, Nasties. Thank you, listeners. And just for the record, and I know I'm being redundant, but I'm going to say it again. Thanks for the love. You guys have sent me so many messages on the River Cree inbox at 780-218-9999. You're sure making this this rookie feel very welcome. So I truly appreciate that. A reminder that portions of this hour are brought to you by the Canadian Brewhouse. It's time for a wing throwdown at the Canadian Brewhouse. Fuego Verde versus Honey Blaze. Who's taking the crown? Hit up the Canadian Brewhouse for Wing Night, where the new wing promo is 69-cent Wing Night. Runs March 1st through the 31st. Our house is your house, the Canadian Brewhouse. And one other thing I got to note here is our CEO, our Chief Executive Officer, and the man, the owner of Edmonton Sports Talk, is taking part in something really unique. You can join Dustin Nielsen, Trey, and Tyrell Ford, and other special guests on Tuesday, April 8th at the Bell in Scona. So that's just south of White Ave on 104th Street. For Edmonton Sports Talk, Bid for Kids, presented by GS Construction. It'll be a live on-location show featuring a delicious appetizer buffet, silent auction, 50-50, and more. Tickets are limited. Find them today at www.kidsportbidsforkids.com. That's kidsportbidsforkids.com. Okay, the mystery athlete of the game, nobody has got that yet, so I'm going to jump right into this. Big Maple says, 200 likes and Reid will dress up as a leprechaun on St. Paddy's Day to recite limericks. I cannot say that's going to happen. Would I like to see it? Obviously. But I think Reid's done putting on outfits and costumes at EST work functions or at work itself. As some of you, or most of you may recall, Reid was unveiled as Smash at his unveiling party last summer. So I don't know if Reid's going to be interested in putting on costumes. But clue number 2 for the Hudson's Canada's Pub mystery athlete of the game. The first clue was 105. The second clue is Montreal. That is your second clue for the mystery athlete of the game. Koob is keeping an eye on that. Now, here we go. Like I said, there have been a lot of questions. One came in from my partner in crime, Reid Wilkins. He said, did anybody ever try to steal furniture, and how? Reid, yes. Yes. People tried stealing furniture. Mostly, well, actually, Reid, maybe they weren't trying to steal furniture. They would just smash out the front doors of the store and go directly to the cash register, which was always empty except for loose change. And they would make away with about $3.85. That was the extent of theft at Yvonne's Furniture. Dr. John in the River Cree inbox. What does Jay do to keep such perfect posture? Do I have perfect posture? Do I look?
You look like you stand straight and tall. Well, sit straight and tall.
I think the reason is, Dr. John, great question, by the way, is if I sat back in this chair, this is what happens. My head's against the wall. Now, I know Dusty will do the morning show like this and casually talk to Lieutenant Eric at a level such as this. I just feel like I'm slouching at that point. And I don't feel comfortable broadcasting that way. So I know my mom listens to every show. So Dr. John, that may have just made her day because, your parents always tell you to have good posture. Mikey says, Jay Milne, how did you become a Commanders fan? You rule. Great show, Mikey. Mikey, you rule. I became a Commanders fan because there used to be, when they were called the Washington Redskins, we used to have a jersey. It must have been given to us or passed down somehow, some way. It was an old mesh jersey that I took a liking to, and then I thought that was who we cheer for in our house, and it stuck with me. So ever since I even knew what the NFL was, I was a Washington Redskins fan. Now that's obviously translated to the Commanders. So yeah, it's funny how that happens. We've talked about that on the show, how the strangest, smallest thing, like your uncle was a fan, or you I don't know. That's why there's a lot of Seahawks fans, I guess, Buffalo fans out east, because that's usually what we were forced to watch on Peasant Vision, CFRN, CTV. Corey B, tell us a little bit about your involvement with the Edmonton Wildcats. Wow. Great question. My involvement with the Edmonton Wildcats was that I was the vice president of football operations for 2 years prior to taking this job. Now that I'm doing this, I can no longer give the proper time needed to the club, so I stepped down. I work closely with the coaching staff and with the organizational side of the Wildcats, because it's not, and trust me, there's no money here. Like, it's a volunteer position. You're just doing this because you want to see and have kids experience what you experienced playing junior football. Junior football costs a lot of money, and there's a lot of fundraising involved. So there was just a lot of things going on at the time I was involved. We brought on a new head coach, and things are turning around there. The Wildcats picked up 2 wins last year. There was 1 year the year before, so hopefully they can keep building on that. Okay, Card says, what did you do before and how did you end up in radio? And then after that, we're going to get to some Knoblauch clips, because it is an Oilers game day as they are in Buffalo taking on the Sabres. Well, I did have my I helped run our family business. My brother and I ran it for the last 12 years before we decided to shut it down. The simple and plain honest truth is I had done that since I was 12. As it was a family business, my parents started it, and I'd never done anything else. So we were closing down the store regardless. I had no idea what I was going to do. I just knew that I'm capable. I've done sales my whole life, so everybody knows the world needs good salesmen. So I thought I'll just take this head on and we'll figure it out. We'll see where the chips fall. And throughout that process was when Edmonton Sports Talk was somewhat in its infancy, and Dustin and I used to call Golden Bears football games together back in the day. So that was how Dustin and I met each other. He was the play-by-play guy. I was his color analyst for Golden Bears football broadcasts. And he asked me, he said, hey, we're doing this new thing because TSN 1260 got shut down, and one of our shows is called The Hangout, where we get different people from the sports community in Edmonton come in, kind of have a fireside chat or whatever round table. And he said, I think you'd like that and be good for it. I said, please sign me up. Because little does many people know, outside my immediate family and close friends, is that I've always wanted to be doing this. This has always been a dream of mine. Funny how I'm living it right in front of your very eyes. But I've always wanted to do sports broadcasting. I've said this to my wife several times, and people had asked this question. I've been training for this job my whole life with sales and being in front of people every day. That's why when I did play-by-play with Dusty, or was his color analyst, it was a dream then. For Dusty to ask me to be on the Hangout was an opportunity. A door opened. I walked through it, and here I am. So, yeah, it's funny how things work and how the world works. I feel I'm here for a reason. I'm here to do what I'm supposed to be doing. So that's that. If you have questions, that was the off-topic for William Huff. What do you want to know about me? What have you wanted to know about me? And some great questions, so thanks for being involved in that. Once again, we have more than enough people here to get to. We should be at double word of the day territory. We are 10 away from hitting 100 thumbs up. Folks, thank you. You are making this incredibly easy. I want to, well, you know what, Koob? Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to flip the script here, Koob, if you're okay with that. I always ask Reid the word of the day. So I want you today, because we're gonna get to 130, and then we're gonna get to 155, which is now actually that's our new number, because you were away last week.
135?
155.
155.
Yeah, because Reid's got a clip.
55.
Yeah, exactly. Sammy Hagar comes out. It's a beautiful thing. You're gonna ask me the words of the day. So at some point here, and possibly during the oil stream, you're gonna have to prepare a couple words, because I see this happening here. Within a matter of minutes, actually. Now, we did have some more limericks come in here. Oh, I gotta find them. Limerick for Jay. There once was a fellow named Milne, whose feet were held to the kiln. With Reid at the barrio, he went Super Mario. A round of clicks for Meakin. Okay. Thank you. Jay sat at his... So this is... That was from Whistle Dog. This is from Dash. Jay sat at his desk with a sigh. Work felt so dull, he knew why. With Reid gone away, it ruined his day. Now time just drags crawling by. That's from Dash from Heavy Hockey. And if you haven't yet, check out EST's website, EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Click on the HH Showdown. That's a Heavy Hockey Showdown happening March 14th and 15th in support of SACE. That's a sexual assault center of Edmonton. If you want to donate or be involved, go over there and check it out. Okay, it is Oilers game day. We went through the lineups. I wanted to get to a couple clips from earlier today down in Buffalo. Coach Knoblauch was asked about Jeff Skinner being reinserted in the lineup after being healthy scratched for the last 3 games.
Well, now that we do have some extra guys, and we've felt throughout the year we've got a lot of good quality players, especially up forward, that there's been some rotation, and we don't want to be switching up the lineup too much, but there'll be tweaks, to the end of the regular season. Just because we're going to need them in the playoffs or down the stretch, that we don't want somebody sitting for a long period of time. And Jeff's a really good player, and just finding him a spot in our lineup. And tonight, as good as any, obviously coming back here to Buffalo, that he will be playing.
I'm interested in that clip. I mean, this has been a question all year surrounding Jeff Skinner. As an offensive player who's underperforming. And nobody can say otherwise, I feel at this point. But then being reinserted into the lineup on the third line. I mean, I guess at some points he was on the fourth line. I get the sense that the way that he's handled this, at least in terms of what Knoblauch has said about Jeff Skinner, has been nothing but professional. And there's a feeling, even from the head coach, that, man, we'd really like this player to get it going, because as he said, the roster size is bigger now. They're traveling with more players. You have the opportunities to keep bodies fresh, particularly in the bottom six, as they await the arrival of Trent Frederick. But interesting comments by Coach Knoblauch there. He was also talking about Leon Draisaitl. And Leon Draisaitl comes into this game second in points in the NHL with 95. Coach Knoblauch spoke about his star centerman and his importance to this team.
He has been outstanding all year, and he really took his game to another level. I know when McDavid got an injury early in the year, a Columbus game, and he was out for 3 or 4 games. And obviously, you need your best players to step up. You're never going to replace McDavid. You need other boys to step up their games collectively. But he did an extremely good job. He stepped up, played really well in McDavid's absence, and never looked back. He's really been strong, dominant almost every single night. I can't say many times he's not one of the best, if not the best forwards on the ice each night. So for him to play as well as he has consistently for that long a stretch is pretty remarkable.
What can you say? I mean, how can you disagree with that? Leon Draisaitl is a machine this year. And look at that. We have smashed through 100 subs. We are tracking to have this first word of the day completed and done by 3:55, which is when the GCL Diesel Oil Stream Pregame Show will be happening with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas. I'll tell you this, folks. I'll tell you this right now. I'll tell you it for free. If you want Tommy Gazzola to be sitting in that chair when you come back from this break, hammer that thumbs up if you haven't already. And subscribe. Subscribe to Edmonton Sports Talk. Koob, you're up.
Jeff Skinner returns to the Oilers lineup in Buffalo tonight as Kasperi Kapanen gets kicked to the press box. Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas gets you set for the action during the GCL Diesel Oil Stream Pregame Show at 4, right here on EST. In 3 other games around the league, the Sens and Red Wings drop the puck. Toronto hits the road in Utah while the Avs take on the Blackhawks. And according to Ian Rappaport of NFL Network, the Browns are acquiring Kenny Pickett from the Eagles in exchange for Dorian Thompson-Robinson and this year's 4th rounder. Other action in NFL free agency sees Sam Darnold signing a 3-year deal in Seattle worth just over $100 million. Canadian Josh Palmer agreeing to terms with the Bills. He goes to Buffalo for 3 years, while the Commanders land Laramie Tunsil from the Texans for a 2nd, 3rd, and 4th round pick. And it's the Raptors and Wizards tipping off for one of 12 games in the association. We also see Phoenix playing Memphis, the Magic battling the Rockets before Portland goes at it with Golden State. This sports update is brought to you by Paramount Flooring, proudly serving Edmonton and area for over 30 years. Their showroom offers all the best and latest in flooring, tiles, and area rugs. Tell them EST sent you for 10% off your next purchase. You can shop in store or online at ParamountFlooring.ca. Tom Gazzola, the host of the GCL Diesel Oil Stream Pregame Show, up next here on the Reid Wilkins Show. I'm Zachary Kubusch, keeping you in the loop.
Get your fix every single game with the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas. Whether it's breaking down the starting lineup, predicting key matchups, or diving deep into the game's biggest moments, Tom and Hernan are here to give you the best insight and analysis in the city. After the final horn, get the breakdown of every key moment, performance, and player reactions. It's your one-stop shop for all things game day. Catch the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Do you have pets? horses, chickens? Did the place you used to get your feed recently close down? Have no fear. Clover Bar Feeds is here. Whether it's dogs, cats, horses, or chickens, Clover Bar Feeds has you covered. Offering a large variety of food and feed, you can trust the experts at Clover Bar Feeds. They've been family owned and operated for over 60 years. This means you can expect nothing less than top-notch service and selection. Come visit them at 200 Portage Close in Sherwood Park or visit them online at cloverbarfeeds.com.
Gallo LLP is an Alberta-based accounting firm with expert chartered professional accountants in both our Edmonton and Sherwood Park accounting firms. Our experienced and innovative accountants provide financial advice that saves our clients money. Simply put, we help our clients protect their assets and grow their businesses. At Gallo LLP, they go beyond the numbers to ensure the continued success of your business. Reach out to Preet or John to discuss how they can help your business grow. Visit gallollp.ca today and see how they can help you take your business to the next level.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know.
There you go, Tommy. Let's do this.
One-handed drumming?
Yes, one-handed drumming. That's what we do. We are back with the Reid Wilkins Show with me, Jay Milne. And look who's joined us in the big chair. It's Tommy Gazzola, everybody. He is here. And I'm actually, Tom, I could shed a tear if I could actually cry right now, but I'm just too involved in you.
I thought you got your tear ducts Botox. That's why.
That's what I meant.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I
just
thought that
taking
was
care, self-health. You know?
We're not allowed to talk about that.
No, I wasn't going to mention it, but my skin is adorably soft.
Yeah.
I do have look, the limericks are coming in. I'm going to get to them all, so I'm just going to sprinkle this one in. This is from the Big Uke, a regular limerick provider. Solo show today, but have no fear. The newest broadcaster, Glue Guy, is here. Koob is back. He's no hack. Dusty hiring Gigi was the right choice. It's clear. Big Uke, to you, I say thank you, sir. That was well done. And if you want to chime in, you can do so on the River Cree inbox, 780-218-9999. The afternoon inbox is presented by River Cree Resort and Casino, home of the Kitchen Restaurant. All you can eat surf and turf for just $59.99 every Friday from 4 to 10 p.m. Now, it's time to get down to brass tacks. It's time to talk some Oilers, Tommy. Everybody's excited. There's a feeling of anticipation in the air. There's a feeling of, oh my goodness, are the Oilers back?
Yes.
Okay, now let's break this down for GCL Diesel as we present the Oil Understood, brought to you by GCL Diesel, providers of the best diesel engine components around. From turbochargers to injectors, fuel pumps to sensors, they're the critical engine component experts, proud to serve Edmonton and Northern Alberta for over 50 years. And now a partner of Edmonton Sports Talk and the Reid Wilkins Show, GCL Diesel. Diesel. Understood.
Oh, very good. Excellent pregnant pause.
I've wanted to do that for so long, but it's Reid's thing, and it just feels good. I know why he holds it so long.
He does like 5 Mississippis on that.
Yeah, the longer the better, in my opinion. I'm here for that.
It's funny because it's like, did my signal drop? Because you attach your phone to your vehicle, right, to listen.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, oh no, there he goes. Is the pregnant pause.
Yeah, in retrospect, it might not be the best thing for the audio stream or YouTube. But
no.
I know Cam over at GCL Diesel has mentioned several times to me he loves it.
I think it's great.
So that's for you, Cam. Tommy, let's get talking about it now. We gotta go back a bit, okay? We got to go back to Saturday night, and I want to ask you because, like I said earlier in the show, I was there. I saw it at a very good angle. I want to talk to you about that goal by Connor McDavid.
Okay,
was it as spectacular? Was it? What was the Dallas Stars defense and goaltender doing, or was it a combination of both? I wanted your thoughts. Koob's going to put up the video for those watching on YouTube.
Okay,
Tommy?
well, let's watch it. McDavid picks the puck up in his own zone, and Lyubushkin was backtracking. I think Lyubushkin's like, what do I do? What do I do? Do I take him? Do I take the puck? And McDavid just kind of put it through his legs, Lyubushkin's, and that's because Lyubushkin feared McDavid's speed, and then you saw Ottinger try to go for that half poke check, and he's like, "Uh-oh, that guy's going to catch it, and I'm in trouble." It was spectacular. It was a bit of a cluster, you know what, for the Stars, but that's just because you got to respect McDavid's speed, his
just so
goal
special.
scoring ability. The thing was beautiful. Honestly, we were sitting there up in the press box, like, "Wow, that was nice."
Yeah,
but you did wonder, like, what was Ilya Lyubushkin doing? He got caught. I think he got caught too in a jam, maybe not anticipating Connor to speed up like that. Because when he made that play through the legs, I'm like, that's a weird move. But then you saw Ottinger kind of come out and you go, uh-oh.
Well, that's just it. I thought that Ottinger was looking for the poke check because
I think he was.
The distance at which Connor was away from the net when he decided to just dump and chase on his own was that of Ottinger thought, well, there's no way he's going to track up to that and make a play. And then got caught in no man's land because, yes, Connor is that fast.
Yeah.
So that was brilliant. I thought it was, I mean, one of Connor's finest goals.
It was fantastic. Don't get me wrong. And he scored some ridiculously amazing goals. Was it the goal of the year? I'd probably go, no, there's probably been some nicer goals. Was it impressive and awesome? Did it get people off their feet on Saturday? 100%.
Well, and it was kind of nice to see because for 2 games in a row now, the last 2 wins, Connor McDavid has looked like Connor McDavid.
Yeah.
Whereas before, leading into the Four Nations face-off, during the Four Nations face-off, some would have questioned it. Was he the best player on the ice? You know.
Yeah.
Yes. So it's nice.
Yes, he was.
For Oilers fans to see Connor McDavid being Connor McDavid and doing Connor McDavid things. Now, I asked you off the top, are the Oilers back, or did they ever go anywhere anyways?
They went to the pooper, Jay. They had a bad February. It was bad. You win 2 games all month long, both of them back-to-back nights, Chicago and St. Louis on the road. You had to go to overtime in those games. You could see their game kind of teetering in the wrong direction at the end of January. And you're like, but this team kind of digs themselves out of these holes. They didn't. And then the 2 weeks, because of the Four Nations face-off, they come back, still playing bad. It was reassuring that they had... Well, first of all, you know what? I think the win in Carolina deserves a little bit of love because that's not an easy place to play, not an easy place to win. The Hurricanes are a good team. They had Mikko Rantanen at the time. And then like a week and a bit later, you stink the joint out against Anaheim. The Oilers were bad in that game on Tuesday. They really were. And then so you bounce back with a good game on Thursday against the Habs. Was it perfect? No. Were there holes in the Oilers game that night? Yes. And then... we were talking about it Thursday night on the postgame show. It's like, well, here's the big test. Which Oilers team shows up? How much momentum can they build with wins in 2 of their last 3 games? And turns out they were wide awake. They were ready to go. They took it to the Stars for the first 40 minutes. Dallas had a good pushback. How much concern should there be for the Oilers because of that third period? I don't know if there should be a ton, but if you just break it down to, are they back? I think yes. Because they've started to trend back in the other direction over the last week, and that's the right direction. And I think the point of emphasis would be that win over the Stars, even though it got a bit dicey at the end there. They did play good. New additions have had an impact right away, and that's a win without Matthias Ekholm too. So I think I like where this is going. I like their opportunity tonight. A lot of nasties have talked about it earlier, and I wholeheartedly agree with them. Let's see if the Oilers avoid falling to the Buffalo Sabres level, a team that hasn't won in 6 straight games.
Tommy, we've got some breaking news out of the NHL. You're not going to believe this. Aaron Ekblad has been suspended 20 games without pay for violating the NHL's performance enhancing substance program.
For real?
For real. That just broke
within
the last 5-10 minutes. I'm looking on who broke it and if there's more to the story, but I'm sure you guys will have to discuss that a bit in the Oil Stream Pregame Show presented by GCL Diesel. We are doing very well in our likes, everybody. I appreciate that. Tom, I was going to ask you about Jake Wallman. 1 assist plus 3. He had 2 hits, 3 block shots. I mean, was that about as perfect of a first game? And not to mention, he made probably one of the biggest open ice hits the Oilers fans have gotten to see this year. Quickly, I know you're going to talk about him and address that a bit more in the show, but what were your initial thoughts?
That was awesome. Because I think there was a lot of question marks about who the heck is Jake Wallman when Dave Pagnotta broke the trade Thursday night. And people went and looked at his hockey DB, elite prospects profile, and thought, well, might be actually a pretty good player. And I think he showed us, and that was on full display Saturday. It was an excellent debut. His ability to skate, to walk the line, I think was great. To me, it was kind of reassuring because now it feels like you have 4 or 5 guys, and I say 4 because sometimes you're not sure what you're getting from Evan Bouchard from night to night. Obviously, he's struggled mostly on the defensive side of the game this season, but you bolstered the lineup. I think it's the impact that we saw. It was one game, don't get me wrong, but the way he played, you're like, that guy's good. I think he'll be okay, and it's solidifies the back end a bit. I think it also highlights that the personnel hasn't been particularly great.
Yeah.
And maybe that became something that we forgot a little bit over the course of the season. And that's why, we would always be like, they need another defenseman. He's a left shot guy, still a solid defenseman. We saw Kulak bounce up with Nurse a little bit. That was great, Jay. Like in the hit too. Like he's thick, he's solid. Yeah. And he rocked Rand and Max Jones.
Well, it just shows a bit more. I mean, the initial thought was, okay, this is another offensive defenseman. Do the Oilers need this? But I think he showed that he is very much so capable of much more of a two-way game and handling his business on the defensive side. I mean, Tom, what we've seen in 2 games from Max Jones has been good.
Yes.
If you were to say overachieving, underachieving, very much so overachieving.
100%. And
if Trent Frederick can come into this lineup and do what Oilers fan thinks he's capable of, and even fill that third line center role with some size, speed, and grit. I mean, it could be something that we look back on this come, the end of April, mid-April, saying, wow, those moves that Stan Bowman made actually worked out, even though there was a lot of, maybe not criticism, but there was just...
Oh, there was.
Yeah, and Jay, wanting them to do more, and although you and I know with what and how...
Yeah, that's a good point.
Fans always want more. I understand.
They want it all, and as they should. They want this team to win, as they should. It's like this to me. The Oilers didn't make the big splashy moves that other teams did, especially in the Central Division.
Ooh.
But, Jay, as a glue guy, you can understand and appreciate that sometimes it isn't the big move, it's the right move.
Locker room move.
Yeah, locker room move. Obviously, Frederick should help on the ice. Max Jones has helped on the ice. Jake Wallman had a very big impact on the game the other night. It's kind of neat to see, too, that this Oilers team has some more size, a little more toughness, willingness to play with some more jam with the hits, with getting in guys' faces. I think Edmonton, at the end of the night, if I recall correctly, out-hit Dallas by a couple of hits, but they still out-hit them. And something we haven't...
22 to 15.
Yeah, okay, there you go. See, and it was something that we really didn't see all season long. Yeah. So, even those little things, you're like, oh...
Just felt like, there was a moxie to their play.
A moxie, yeah. It's like, hey, look at that. So that was encouraging, maybe reassuring too. But I think they're back. I think that the way they played the last game, especially the last 2, it's starting to point in the right direction. And you add Frederick in, like you said, and even if he could play, he might not be 100% with that ankle. But even if he can add a little bit more spark and some offensive flair, they're going to be in a good spot. They can make another run. And instead of the big flashy move, Jay, it might be the right
move, the locker room move.
Exactly.
Okay, we are going to get out, as mentioned off the top. This is a shortened show, but we will be back from 5 to 6. Coming up next, it's the GCL Diesel Oil Stream Pregame Show, hosted by the one and only Tom Gazzola, with Hernan Salas in the building. Stay tuned. We'll see you at 5.